checking out installment 2 of the Evo 3 build video. So today's video is going to center around some of the bodywork and the repairs that had to be done on the car. So as long as people continue to watch these videos, I'll keep making them. So remember to subscribe, hit that bell so that you get notifications on when I put up new videos. So let's get into this. So as far as the rear bumper on the car, the rear bumper had some holes cut in it, and that was by the owner in Japan. Now these holes were semi done correctly. The idea was it was a hole that was cut in the bumper to kind of diffuse some air that was under the bumper. So the bumper style that they were trying to reproduce was race cars would cut holes in the back of the bumper, and that would allow the air that was caught under the bumper to escape and reduce drag. So now they did a very poor job of reproducing this. So there were some bezels that looked like an aftermarket bezel, but again, they were likely for any car, not specifically an Evo. So their fit wasn't very good. They cut the hole, put this bezel in, and then used screen that was meant for household applications on the car. And so it really didn't look very good. In addition, this bumper had some areas where the paint was lifting. So all of these things needed to be repaired. So the bumper, front valance, trunk, and as well the damage that was done to the car when the Rocket Bunny kit or Rocket Bunny style kit was installed. So I'm starting on this Evo 3 bumper here. This bumper was fairly badly damaged in a bunch of spots as well. Straight from Japan, some massive holes were cut in the back of the bumper for sort of a diffuser kind of look. Well, it didn't look great. So what happened is right here, I took a piece of an old bumper that I had from Mitsubishi and cut these plugs. They were plastic welded in, and then I used 3M semi-flexible bumper repair. It's sort of a epoxy or glue on the back, and this is what I eliminated. These sort of bezels which had a screen through the center, and the screen honestly looked like it came out of an old screen door or something like that. It was pretty terrible. So now those two holes are plugged, and now I got to do body work. And if you take a look here on the contour, I was able to duplicate the contour with the plastic plugs that I welded in. And so that should create a situation where there's going to be less filler when I do the body work. So if you take a look at how that bumper was prepared, basically what's happening is I'm laying down a firm foundation, a structural foundation, to now do body filler work. Keep in mind that body filler is only good to about 3 millimeters. That's on the outer limit. Most manufacturers state that past that outer limit, that filler is going to fail in some way. Now it might fail by sinking down excessively. It might fail by cracking. But if you stay within that 3 mil threshold and use it as a cosmetic repair rather than a structural repair, then there's a better chance of having success and your finished product looking good. So with this repair in particular, after it was painted, it turned out great. I'll throw up a picture of that. And basically the results speak for themselves. Basically the bumper looked like it had never been cut before. So here we are with the Evo 3. A lot of wide body kits, you have to cut the arches back. So that's what's been done here. So what we did was we cut the arch back and then we spot welded it. And
that's kind of the best way to do it. What happens if you don't, these two pieces of metal, they do provide some rigidity to the body. If they're not fastened, basically they're sliding against each other. And so you want to spot weld them back together. And I have the flares laid out here. The flares needed quite a bit of work. So fiberglass parts do take some work. If you expect that you're going to get fiberglass parts from a company that makes body kits and just have them fit to the car, that's not going to happen. So basically you're going to have to trim, you're going to have to sand them, make sure that they have some of their imperfections sanded out, and then you're going to have to fit them up, and it's a lot of messing around. So probably you would want to consider budgeting, quite a few hours extra for a body shop to do that. If you want to do it yourself, just take your time and trim slowly, because you don't want to have to add that material back. So around the other side of the car here, same thing, the arch has been trimmed back. Just use some masking tape. We're gonna seam seal over the metal to seal it up again. Just taking a look at the arch. It's cut back and spot welded. Now, after a lot of messing around, this is how our fit is. This is far better than what it was originally. And to fill that small gap, we can use some black silicone after the part's painted, or we could just leave it. When it's painted, it'll be a lot harder to see that small gap. In actuality, that gap's only about 1.5 millimeters.
Now, after fitting up those rear over fenders, the next step was priming and painting them. And it's all in the fit up and the prep of those fiberglass parts. Those parts were decent quality, but very porous. And so they took a lot of primer and a lot of blocking to get them straight and true. As well, I had to fill in a lot of pinholes, but the results speak for themselves. So this is going to be the fenders straight out of the gun. Now, the fenders that I painted today, they have been painted in a dusty environment. There's all kinds of tricks I use to cut that dust down because I'm not able to have access to a paint booth. However, they did turn out really well. The clear laid down really nice, and the match as far as the paint color is very good. It's above average. So I'm very happy with these, and they're going to look great on the car.
All right, here we are. The Evo 3 is finally done, or at least as much as I'm going to be doing with it. Still needs to have some 3M work done as well. The spoiler needs to be assembled, and that'll be done by the owner. So it's going to be going to another shop for 3M here really soon, and it's been a few weeks, so it'll be nice to get my bay back in my garage. So just taking a look at what's completed here. Redid the front lip, wide body front fenders. Lots of paint work on this thing. Rear flares. Flares are actually turned out pretty good, even though the kit itself was not the greatest fit out of the box, that's for sure. Customer's pretty happy. The paint match was really good. Silver is extremely hard to match. And this is
without a blend. It's a little bit hard to tell, but it's almost dead on, so that's very nice. And I gotta say, guys, if you decide to get a body kit, you probably, if you don't have any experience doing any body work, the fiberglass kits are especially tricky, and they're normally going to take a lot of work. It's very hard to get a kit that's going to fit out of the box, unless you're going to spend money on like Duluck or some of the higher end manufacturers. It is money well spent, because the hours that it's going to take to get a cheap kit to fit is it's going to eclipse the cost of paying another manufacturer more money for a kit that fits better out of the box, and your body and paint man is going to thank you for it, that's for sure. I'm back here. I don't know if you guys recall the fender, or sorry, the trunk had dents in it as well. The rear bumper had giant holes cut in it. Big holes cut here. That's all gone, thank goodness. Alright, thanks for watching my Evo 3 body kit rescue video. And if you did enjoy today's video, make sure that you like and subscribe. Hit the bell so that you're notified with any of my new videos that I'm making. And please come back to the channel soon and check it out. Thanks very much.